Previously on Super Dungeon Boys.
You're fast asleep and you wake up to this raucous cheering in the basement of the tavern. You see a big lumbering dragonborn man and a small dwarf who looks like he's wearing a singlet. The dragonborn man and the dwarf are trying to take down this orc named Malvin.
Unlucky for you, I've been drinking Dubby all day, so I can go all night as well.
He says, "What were you gonna do with that halfling and the turtle?"
We're trying to save these people. Stay out of this, Bard. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's coming.
I've seen some crazy stuff in my life, so give me something. What are we dealing with? Maybe that can sway me.
I feel the presence of many a creature. Something or some force is coming for us.
You guys all hear a shrill shriek.
I'm just gonna run that way.
You guys all take off running behind Raiden. You turn the corner from the general store, and there in the middle of the street is... You turn the corner from around the general store, and there in the middle of the street is a young girl just standing there with her hands on her head, just screaming and crying and just is whimpering and looking around like she's looking for somebody, and just in a bad way, just crying. She's like 50 feet away.
I'm gonna continue to slowly walk towards her, just like, are you all right? What's wrong? Is someone hurt you?
They took my mama. They took my mama.
Who did? Who took your mama?
These little men. You didn't see them?
This guy? I point to Cromgrim.
Did it look like him?
Did it look like him?
And she's like kind of rubbing her eyes, and it's raining anyway, and she's like bawling her eyes out and just shaking. She looks over and she goes, "No, they were green." She's just
which way did they go? Did you see which way they went?
And you see she points the opposite way of the dock, and it like behind the tavern that you guys were in, and it's legit just swamp, like bayou looking, like water and mangrove trees and barely any land. She just kind of raises her finger and shakily like points that way. Like, can you guys get my mama back?
Don't worry, we'll take care of it. I'm getting my my guitar out, and I'm heading towards the swamp. I'm just gonna immediately just head in that direction. That's what I do. Over my shoulder, I yell, "Are you guys in or out?" to Brudahn and Cromgrim.
We asked you, Bard.
Is this related?
Seems to be that way.
All right, then I guess let's take care of this.
And she hears you guys saying that, obviously, and she just crying. She goes, "Thanks, misters." And then she looks at Cromgrim, as I'm assuming you're like the last in line, kind of just like following these guys. And she kind of yell, or like as you guys are kind of walking away, she says, "Mister, give this to her when you find her. She'll know you came from me." And she reaches her hand out to give you something.
Oh, so pretty, young human.
And
Cromgrim would be very happy to give this to your mother when we find her.
And so she drops it in your hand, and it's like a red stone, like a deep maroon stone that's got some, almost like a, yeah, it's just like a, had to give it to Cromgrim. But yeah, you now possess just a red stone that's about, 3 inches around.
Don't worry, young one. We'll get it to your mother safely. Bye. Goodbye. Hey, Raiden, let's rethink this. There could be some real money. Look, you know that other thing you put up into your rectum? Would this fit comfortably? We don't have to give it to the mother. If we save her life, consider it payment.
Grim put it in your own.
Cromgrim is a dwarf. It's a very small rectum. This is 3 inches around. It's very large.
You seriously don't have a bag?
It would probably make things a lot easier if Cromgrim had a bag instead of all the rectum holding, right?
It's in your beard.
Such is a great idea. This is why you're smart.
And the girl hears you guys saying this. She's like, please don't lose that. She needs it. and she goes, thank you, sirs. And just kind of like waves and walks like towards the tavern.
All right. As I'm heading into the swamp, I'm doing an investigation check. See if there's any tracks. Yeah. Will that be investigation or... Okay, yeah.
You can do investigation or perception.
Okay. My perception's a little higher. I'm going to go with perception. Yeah, I'm looking for like footsteps, see if we can track them. I know it's raining and muddy, but maybe we can find something.
Yeah.
Broken twig. I rolled 19 plus 7. I think that's a pretty dang good roll there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So you guys kind of all walk behind the tavern there, and you're looking into the swamp, and it's, water, mud, couple of trees here, excuse me. And Raiden, you're kind of scanning across. You also have dark vision, and you see what looks like, there's a lot of docks here and there, so there's like boats tied up and whatnot, but you do see what looks like a little spot in the mud that where there's some footsteps on either side, like footprints on either side, and then like a spot where it looks like a boat might have been recently pushed in, like shoved off.
Okay. And there's no other boats nearby, though? It's just the spot where it looks like the boat recently left?
There's no boat there anymore. There's just like the tracks of it, and then there's a little rowboats like tied up to some of the docks.
Okay, so there is other boats available, too. All right, boys. Hope you can swim. I'm heading towards the boat. We're going to commandeer one of these boats. Do you guys want to help me out with this?
Sure.
My pleasure.
Shove off into the water.
Deal.
I can't. I imagine it's not
Careful,
very big.
or you'll
but
accidentally defecate out the thing we put in your rectum earlier.
instead of a bag of holding, it's just JJ's rectum of holding. A black hole with unlimited space.
Oh man, what have we done? So yeah, you guys shove off into the swamp, and thunder and lightning just following suit. And I'm gonna have you guys all roll survival checks as you hop into this boat. So find survival on your sheet and give me some rolls.
Oof.
Does that mean we could die on this roll already?
We'll see.
I rolled a 4 plus 2, so I only got a 6.
I rolled a 18. My survival is 1.
So 19.
Yep.
+2, and I did 19.
Oh, nice.
Dang.
So Cromgrim, you hop into this boat behind these guys, and you see Raiden just like kind of struggling to put the oar like where it goes, because the oars were just laying on top of the seats, and he's like fiddling with it. You just grab that one oar and start paddling this like little bass baby by yourself. Like you take it from him, and you're solo like paddling the boat out into the swamp for everybody. Just because you're like, you know what you're doing in a boat apparently. And you guys are on your way through the swamp, and and you want to chit chat about while you're in this boat, creeping through the swamplands, trying to avoid alligators and whatnot.
This reminds me of my childhood. Cromgrim loves swamps like this. There's really good fish eating in here. Have you ever eaten crawdads?
Grim, this is not the time.
They're quite tasty. It's been almost 2 hours since we've last eaten.
Bard,
Yes.
small green creatures. Do you recall anything like this in your journeys?
I have not seen any small green creatures before, but I am a monster hunter of sorts, so I am just familiar with unusual beast. I've come across a lot of them, so I imagine these will be pretty easy to take care of, and should be pretty straightforward, in and out, real quick. So if this is connected with your issue, this should pretty much solve it then, right?
Let us hope.
So you guys, the thunderstorm's still rolling on. You guys are creeping through the swamps, dodging trees, and just listen to the rain and the thunder. And give me another perception check or an investigate check from all you guys. As we go through the bayou here.
24, baby.
Straight up 20.
Whoa!
You got a nat 20?
Nat 20!
Oh, we got one, boys.
First one of the night. Let's go.
Cromgrim got a 7, and then the -1 on the perception, so 6.
But Cromgrim, you're busy. You're like the motor, like to the boat. You're just,
I just imagine, like,
it.
instead of just slow rowing, you are just like, like
Just
your
short
arms are
arms.
just going.
Cromgrim is very popular motorboating. Just wanted you to know that.
Yeah, Cromgrim's just going at it with his short little arms. And Raiden, you're kind of like looking off into the distance, trying to have a conversation. But Brudahn, as you're kind of like looking into the swamp, kind of for any scenario or whatnot, off into the distance, you see the tiniest little like glimmer of torchlight. And it's moving, like left and right.
Quiet yourselves.
Maybe like 300 feet.
There, in the distance.
What do your dragonborn eyes see?
I cannot mistake this for anything but light in a swamp this dark. Cromgrim, take us towards it. I'll lead you.
Yes.
Awesome. So you guys get closer, and you hear, didn't we have one over there? I don't know. I thought it was over here. Then you hear like a conversation for two. It's two beings looking for something that they can't find.
We don't see the creatures, we just hear them.
So it's dark, and they're kind of tucked behind trees and stuff. But
Okay,
you
so
guys,
even with the
as
light,
you-
we don't see them near the light or anything.
Yeah, but let's say, I want Cromgrim to roll another survival check as you guys are rolling up on these little dudes. As you're trying to row the boat.
So I got 19 plus 2.
Nice. So yeah, he is just still going at it, but I feel like you guys he's doing his thing, not really paying attention back there, just rowing like a maniac, and you guys might kind of like shush him a little bit, but he's still getting it done. And as you guys, the boat like perfectly maneuvers behind trees as you kind of like pointed out for Cromgrim where to go, kind of dodging in and out of these mangrove trees and whatnot. You guys see and hear these two little goblins. They're pulling this boat like up onto this little sandbar and arguing like, I could have sworn it was over here. I don't know, I think it was over there. Oh, yesterday.
Cromgrim, slow your speed. Bard, do you hear that?
Oh, I hear it. I recognize these creatures now.
They're butt goblins. They come from the Isle of Butt. No, I don't mean that they come from a rectum. Why do you guys always assume that? They're butt goblins. They're a nasty breed.
I mean,
Leaving their butt
They-
juice all over the...
They may be called that where you come from.
they're just goblins to me.
I want to roll a what is that called? I guess it's a because my religion skill lets me pull up lore or like remember lore, recall lore about cults and stuff like that. So I want to do a roll for that to see if I might be able to recall some stuff about him.
So you want to do like a religion check?
Yeah.
You can do that.
Okay. Maybe it'll give us a little more insight. See if they're weak to anything. So I got 11, and my religion is 3, so 14.
Okay. Yeah. You pass a check. You're looking at these guys. They are literally just, it's 2 goblins. They're just wearing like Tarzan looking like brown loincloth. And they do have a couple tattoos on their arms. And some wristbands and stuff like that. And one of them's wearing like a bowler hat. And they're just like arguing with each other about looking for something. But you don't see anything on them that would link them to anything of your knowledge. Like they're just 2 generic Dollar General looking goblins.
Okay.
But goblins, get it right. DM.
But they're just goblins.
But they're goblins.
Yeah.
Cromgrim, your butt goblins seem to be none more than ordinary goblins.
Should we rob them?
No, you fool.
No, we're here to save that little girl's mother. And I'm assuming these are the little green men that took her.
Can you tell if they're green? From here, it's pretty dark. I mean, they could be blue.
Have you seen a goblin before?
Yes, plenty of butt goblins from the Isle of Butt.
And they're generally
But
green, huh?
Cromgren really needs to get to lens crafters soon, as his prescription is the contacts are not working so well anymore.
Oh, yeah. Fantasy lens crafters, of course.
Glass forgers.
Absolutely.
Glass forgers.
The Glass Forge.
Cromgrim, can you take us closer? I think we need to capture these ones and see where they've taken the mother.
At once.
Yeah, so let's do one last survival check for rowing that boat around. Just because he's been doing so good and you're trying to sneak that last little bit.
Or a stealth check, huh? No.
A barbarian stealth check? No.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that.
No.
I'm just sticking with it because he's rowing that boat.
20, and then the stealth is +2.
Jeez,
So
Louise.
22.
Stealth.
Hey, enough of that. So yeah, he gets that boat right to wherever the heck you guys want it seamlessly. He is a Navy. He's like must be a Navy, like in the Navy from
A
the
retired
dwarf
dwarven
Navy.
Navy sailor.
and naval dwarf.
Yeah, because the dwarfs
That's
go into out at sea. It makes sense. So, but yeah, he parks that boat, does like a parallel park right behind the other goblin's boat, completely silently. And yeah, what are you guys gonna do?
This just doesn't even hit the curb. It's killer. The best dang park you've ever seen.
He like pulls up behind it, backs up, straightens it out, and pulls up again, all without the goblins noticing.
While smoking a cigarette.
Does that thing where he puts his arm across the back of the boat and like puts his shoulder, he looks over his shoulder while he's backing up.
As soon as we pull up, I'm gonna turn to Brudahn and Cromgrim and I'm gonna say, all right. Like I said, we need to take at least one of them alive so we can talk to them. All right, there's 2 of them here. I'll go for one. I don't know if you each want to go for another. And let's see if we can get some information out of them, huh?
Agreed. Stealth would be the best method.
All right.
Or we can just run at them.
I mean,
And ruin our whole plan?
I know you would like that barbarian if you want to, by all means. But I would advise not to.
So I take that as Cromgrim's just gonna bull rush.
Cromgrim is taking the bull by the balls.
A giant axe over his head is.
So yeah, Cromgrim jumps out of the boat, raises his axe over his head, and just chases after these 2 goblins, which, by the way, are like 30 feet away. So the second you jump onto land, they hear the splash, and they hear you scream, and they turn around and look, and their eyes get huge. They have huge yellow eyes anyway, and their eyes just like double in size. They see, and they look at each other and like, and they scream, and they both dive into their boat and put their hands behind their heads.
They dive and put their hands behind their heads. You said like they're
Yeah, they jump into the boat. Yeah, they jump into the boat, and they're in the fetal position with their hands on their heads.
Well, I guess that's one way to catch them.
Since as soon as our cover's blown, I'm just like, I look over at Brudahn, kind of shrug, and just, all right.
Yeah, but we look at each other and just do one of these.
We're running after Cromgrim to try to keep up. And yeah, let's get up to the boat. And can I do some sort of, I don't know what check I need to do, like a just unarmed strike or what I need to do to like wrangle one of these guys. Like, no, I just like pin one so we can talk to him. I don't want him running off or causing any ruckus. So is there like a roll I can do to just like grapple him?
Yeah, give me an athletics check with advantage.
Okay. Get him in a chokehold here so we can interrogate him. A 9 plus 2. I got an 11.
Yeah, I mean, they're just laying there anyway. One of them's got a bowler hat and one of them doesn't. So, whichever one you want to pin to the boat or whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna grapple the I imagine doing like just a chokehold on the one with the bowler hat and picking him up and holding him.
Yeah, you pick him up and you just don't hurt us, don't hurt us.
Hey, chill out. Where's the woman? I'm Batman.
I've been thinking this whole time. I'm like, is he just Batman or Snake? Honestly, with a guitar.
That's pretty much it. You found him out.
I'm just Batman.
He's Snake with the guitar.
Metal Gear. Is that what this is? Oh man, I always wanted to go to Shadow Moses. No. So yeah, where's the woman? Where's she at? Where's Rachel?
Where is she? So the goblin just like, you could feel him like shaking in your arms, and you ask him that, and he kind of goes limp and like looks up at you and says, "What the hell? Huh?"
We just heard word from a girl in town. Her mother was taken by little green men. You're the only little green men I'm seeing right now. So, where is she? And if you don't have her, where would she go? Where would you get your people take her?
Lie, goblin. It will not benefit you.
He hears you say that, Brudahn, and like looks at you, and his eyes get even bigger, and as he like looks up to like your lumbering self. And Raiden, you might or might not. You feel some like rain pitter pattering all over the place. It's kind of being rained on is kind of like a cool sensation, but right around like underneath your pec, instantly he sees Brudahn, and you feel like a warm, wet sensation. And he sees Brudahn, and he hears Brudahn say that, and then he kind of like tries to look at his buddy, and you notice that his buddy's looking at him. And the one in your arms asks you, how old was this mother?
I don't know. As old as mothers normally are. The daughter looked
Old
about
enough to breed.
Jeez. DM, since how old did the daughter look that we saw in town? I imagine like we could kind of estimate, like, oh, she was like 7 or 8 or something like that, or
young. She's probably preteen, like young girl.
Middle-aged woman, maybe. Why do you ask?
They kind of like feel him like shaking his head.
It was someone you just took in the last like 5 minutes. It hasn't been that long. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe I can't imagine you've kidnapped that many women in the last 5 minutes that you can't remember this one.
Yeah, and
He's playing hard and doesn't want to answer. Break his head.
No. And he says, we're not lady thieves. And he like kind of weasels his arm out and points in the back of the boat. And he says, we just out here catching crawfish. And you hear the guy in the boat go, yeah, we're catching crawfish.
What say you, Bard?
I don't know. I'm not sure what to think. I mean, I generally don't trust these goblin folk. They tend to lie more often than not, but I mean, he does just have crawfish in his boat. I'm not really sure what more to do about this situation.
We are gonna have to take all the crawfish right now. I just want you to know that. We're confiscating the crawfish.
So you see the one in the boat is kind of gaining a little bit of confidence, and he kind of scoots over to like kind of defend his crawfish a little bit, and he looks at his buddy that's kind of being held, and he says, "Oh, tell him about the kids." And the one that's in your arms looks up at you and says, "We ain't never taken no human folk. We're not thieves, or we ain't bad guys. We just sell crawfish." And he like looks around and he says, "But kids go missing in these parts usually, not old lady folk, just kids."
Just in general, or like, I don't understand.
Are they taken?
Are they taken? Are they falling into the swamp? Or
We just hear rumors that kids get swept up around here. I don't know where they go. Every time we go to sell crawfish, it's, "Oh, little Billy's missing. Oh, Susie's gone." All the time.
You're useless. And I throw him back into the boat. I'm just gonna chuck him down. I'm gonna turn to Brudahn and Cromgrim though, and I say, it is interesting that I'm not sure if either of you noticed it, but back in town, generally it was elderly families there. Correct? You guys noticed that as well?
I did see.
Yes, it was very noticeable that it was just elderly people. Also happened to notice that one of the goblins peed on you a moment ago.
Yeah, I was
You might want to wipe that off.
trying to ignore that.
Sorry.
Wipe it off, kind of. I scowl at the goblin in the boat. Generally, as elderly people there in the town who, I guess I'm confused as to, I didn't see anyone middle-aged there in the tavern. Granted, there could have been other homes nearby, but I don't know. Something's fishy about this. This isn't all lining up now in my head. Now that we're out here, now that we're thinking about it. Who's that girl? Where'd she come from? Why was she out in the middle of the night? And where'd this mother come from?
Bard, do you perhaps believe that girl was no girl?
I don't know what to believe, but something was
Cromgrim.
definitely fishy.
Take out that stone. Let us examine it further.
Are you suggesting she was of questionable gender? I mean, are we allowed to ask that?
No, I'm questioning if she was who she was at all.
Oh, okay. Cromgrim got confused.
Can we see the dang rock?
That's okay, Cromgrim. Take out the stone.
Oh, the one in my beard. Oh, yeah, of course. Here.
Please
Is
still
there-
have the stone.
Yeah,
it's
tied in
gone.
his beard.
It was in my beard. It was in my beard this time.
Is there I guess it'd be an investigation, right?
Well, what do you want to know?
I want to take a look at it to see if there might be some kind of mystical property to it, or if there's something. Maybe it might be cursed.
Okay.
I am the wizard of the group, so I would know a curse when I saw one. You know,
Arcana.
Yeah, do an Arcana check. Arcana check from the sir.
Yes, wizard is a different class.
did I say wizard?
Mhm.
Oh my bad. I rolled a 10, and it's +3 for Arcana, so 13.
Nice.
Okay.
Not too shabby.
With a 13, Brudahn, you take the stone from Cromgram and you're holding it in your hand and you look at it. With a 13, you don't know what it is, but deep down inside of it, as you look intently, you do notice that it almost has a pulse. It's a deep, deep maroon stone that's barely, and deep within it, there's just a faint pulse of light, just barely.
There seems to be something odd about this stone.
Yeah, I see that. Now that you're holding it up. It's definitely not an ordinary stone.
Maybe we should go return and ask the girl where she received this.
Yeah, or see if we can even find this said girl. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we don't have anywhere else to go, so let's jump back in the boat. Is there any other... I'm trying to think if there's any other check I can do. Really, all I can do... I don't really have any checks that would be worth it, so... Because my religion check's really low. Yeah, let's... I agree with you, Brudahn. Let's head back. These goblins know nothing. They're worthless. And, I mean...
You say that, the goblin in the bowler hat pipes up, and he says, "Oh, we're not worthless. Just a heads up. We did have some trouble with some spiders tonight. So just, if you guys head back towards town, we recommend you go that way." He kind of points in a certain direction.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it, as I'm not a huge fan of spiders. Before we do head out, I'm going to do one last investigation check just to make sure there's no extra tracks around here. Like maybe there's more people hiding out. Don't want to run into any ambush or anything. So 8 plus investigation is 5. So that is 13.
Yeah. So you notice that it's still thunder and lightning, rain. The storm's still apparent, and if anything, it's getting more and more intense, or just closer to where you guys are.
Okay.
As you're looking around,
no signs of anything else, really.
Yeah, you don't see anything nefarious or different than just the goblins here on this little sandbar with you guys. You can see just faintly from the direction you guys came a few of the torches from town. I mean, you guys are only maybe a mile away from town. You guys didn't get very far, so you can kind of see where that's at. And then in the opposite direction, you just see it just gets dark. There's nothing.
Yeah.
That way.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm down to get back in the boat and head on back then. And let's kind of... I don't generally trust the goblin's words, so he says to go this way to avoid the spiders, but honestly, we came... Let's just go back the way we came. We know that's clear. It was clear when we came through. I don't trust these goblins. I don't want them sending us straight into a giant spider's nest or something.
You guys see them just looking at each other what the hell? Shaking their heads at each other.
What say you, Cromgrim?
I say let's trust Raiden's thoughts, as I'd rather not run into any spiders myself, and I don't trust those goblins. One of them obviously has a urinary tract infection, and the other one didn't want to give me any of the crawfish.
Fair enough. Lead the way, Bard.
Fair enough. That's completely reasonable, of course.
You guys hear the goblins. The goblins get back to arguing about their trap they're looking for. You guys hop back in the boat, and you don't go the way that the goblins told you to. So I want you guys all to give me stealth checks.
Oh, no.
As you're
Is your
just
stealth
kinda
real bad?
hauling.
It's not fantastic, especially when I roll
somebody's just probably isn't very good.
Especially when I roll a 6. I got 6 plus 2. I got a 8. So not good.
Yikes. I got a 7.
I got a 12. A 12 plus 2.
Plus 2, crazy.
So
yeah,
Cromgrim did better than us.
Yeah, he is just, whenever he's manning the wheel of that boat, he is just killing it. Yeah, you guys might as well just find the big bad guy, get in the boat, and just ram it head on. But, so.
Full steam ahead!
Oh man, Cromgrim's like Looney Tune driving the boat back to
Cromgrim did a
back
whole
to
lot
town.
of boat riding by the mountain as he was raised from a halfling.
And yeah, you guys are hauling butt back to town, and Brudahn and Raiden, you guys are just kind of like, I think the boat's going so fast because Cromgrim's so confident that you guys are kind of like slipping and like falling and can't really sit still, and you're making a bunch of racket.
Well,
then
and
all of a sudden,
and like I was saying, character wise, like I'm comfortable. It's safe this way going out. I don't trust the goblins, so I'm not necessarily trying to be super quiet and stealthy. Like it's fine it's fine on the way out.
Brudahn,
yeah, you might even be playing your old guitar.
we forgot to ask if those goblins were butt goblins.
I
Yeah,
told
you guys are like
Cromgrim, they are
joking.
only but goblins where you are from.
Yeah, you guys are joking, and all of a sudden you hear, like, you hear something above you, and
What?
let's see.
What was that?
I need your ACs. I've got it. Raiden, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're like playing your guitar, having kind of a good time, trying to, enjoying this little boat ride in the rain, and all of a sudden, just you are smoked with. Lead. And
What
you're prone on the boat.
Oh,
You guys look up and you see one singular giant spider crawling
I
down.
tried to tell you we should have listened to those goblins. You didn't listen to Cromgrim.
So,
Cromgrim, you said we should follow the bard.
Is that what Cromgrim said?
So you guys roll initiative real quick.
Roll for initiative. Woo, woo, woo. Oh no!
12.
12 for Brudahn.
Yep.
3 plus 2, so 5.
Oh, nice.
I have 5 as well. I had 3 plus 2.
Okay.
So I
What's
had 2
your-
as well, so 14.
Okay. 14. And we're going to give Raiden 6 because it is there. So, what's going to happen here is this giant spider is like coming down on its web and just smacks down into the boat, like shakes the boat left and right. And it is going to do a bite attack on Brudahn.
Did that web do any damage, or just like knocked me prone?
It didn't do any damage. You're just prone on the front of the boat.
Am I bound as well, or am I just knocked down? Okay,
Yeah.
so I am.
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll to try to get out.
Dang it.
Brudahn, he misses with his first bite attack and rears up with his little pincer, and definitely misses on his second attack. Like, because the spider's probably never been on a boat before. It's shaking left and right and whatnot, and it is actually Brudahn's turn.
Now, I can, instead of using attacks, I can use items, right?
Yeah, dude,
Okay.
you can talk it down if you want.
Now, everyone, let's just chill out. All right, we can work something out. There's 2 goblins that way. I think they're gonna be more worth your while than we are. Trust me.
Let's see here. I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my manacles. If I am able.
Handcuff this sucker.
Yep, to handcuff that sucker, stop his mobility. That'll give
So he's
Cromgrim
got-
time to untie Raiden.
You've got manacles with 8 clamps.
I've got enough to-
spider manacles.
I'm just messing with you.
I've got enough to incapacitate him for a little bit,
That's awesome.
where he can't stab at me.
So to use those, I'm gonna say just you're not trying to hurt him, so I'll give you that. You can do a dexterity check if you want.
Okay, here we go. 11 and plus 2 for dexterity, so 13.
You gotta be kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So yeah, how's this look? What are you doing?
So when he comes at me the second time, he misses. I grab a set of legs, clamp him down, and push it back, so it kind of falls
Nice.
back on itself a little bit.
So when it falls back, you guys are in a little like bass baby boat, and Raiden is at the front of it. So when it falls back, it kind of just like smashes its butt. What was that? Is that like the thorax up against Raiden? Yeah, and yeah, it's like kind of like wriggling back and forth because like its two front legs are clamped together. And then
Cromgrim, grab your axe. Cut Raiden free.
The spider's butt kind of leaned up against Garrett a little bit when you pushed it back with your manacles, and it is actually Raiden's turn.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So I'm struggling in the bottom of the boat. It's got this giant butt spider on me. This butt spider butt. And I in a panic, I'm gonna try to break free from this. I huge phobia of spiders. It's touching me. Don't like this. So what do I need to roll to break free of this web?
A strength check.
Okay. And is there any way I would be able to reach my dagger, like in the position I'm in, or no? You're not. You won't give that to me.
You're probably gonna have to pass at least a strength check to get like your arms free first.
Okay.
Like if you want to get an arm free and then do that.
So let's. So I'm doing a strength check to wiggle free.
Yeah, and if you roll
strength is -1, so
yeah.
Oh no!
If you roll a 17 or higher, you can get your dagger and have another turn.
Come on, Garrett. Come on, Raiden.
Big money.
Come on, Raiden. Come on, Raiden.
You're not gonna believe me. I'll text you a picture.
Is it 18?
It's exactly a 17. Look at this.
Oh, but the -1.
Oh no! I told her. Dang it! Yep. Yeah, I do not make it. I got my hand free, but that's all I get. Yeah, I got a 17 -1. Dang it! I totally forgot about the -1. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm like, I did it! Yeah!
Womp womp. Yeah, so you like break one of your hands free, and that's about all you can do. And it is Cromgrim's turn to see what he can do about this thing.
Cromgrim would like to attack, if he could.
Yeah, for sure. How are you gonna do it?
Yes, so I think, Raiden, I think that I would like to go into a rage.
Awesome. What's it look like when Cromgrim like does his little rage?
Starts raging.
Going into a crazy fit. Looks like he's having a seizure, and lots of air is coming out of his rectum. And so he's spinning around like a whirlwind dervish, like a tornado, just on fire. Fire!
That's awesome. So I'll give that to you since it says it's a bonus action. You can go into rage and then take your turn.
Okay, so then that would be me rolling the D8.
You got to roll to see if you hit the spider first. So roll your D20.
13.
Oh my goodness, you just miss. So you do.
Is there any plus or?
Cromgrim.
Wait, what
yes.
attack are you doing? Is there any plus or minus on that?
Yes, form of the beast bite, and that's +7.
So 13 plus 7, that's definitely a hit. Roll your damage for your form of the beast bite.
Bite him. Chomp chomp.
3 + 4, so 7.
Okay. And what does that look like when Cromgrim bites this spider?
Cromgrim's jaws open deceptively large and bites right onto the butt of the huge butt spider.
Oh, that just makes me gag thinking about it.
So gross. Yeah,
And
you
it's
guys
right
see.
where the web spinner is. This is a web spinning butt spider. So Cromgrim actually gets a lot of web in Cromgrim's mouth and beard.
Oh my gosh. You guys see Cromgrim kind of like as this spider like falls back towards Raiden at the front of the boat. Cromgrim uses that momentum, goes into a fit, and jumps like as the back of the boat goes up, like over Brudahn and onto the back of the spider and chomps on him, and it does a whopping 3 damage to this giant spider. And the spider just and rears back a little bit, and then it is the spider's turn to lash out at Brudahn. Oh my goodness. I need to send you guys a picture of this now. So something else that happens in D&D when nat 20 is real cool, there's all the great stuff happens and stuff. Other end of the spectrum, a nat 1, usually something really dumb or fluky happens. So the spider rolled a nat 1.
Oh no. I mean, that's good, but sometimes
And
it's good.
Being all clamped up on the one side, being in a boat that's all like wishy-washy anyway, it goes to lunge at Brudahn and misses completely. Brudahn probably just like kind of sideswipes a little bit and just rocks the boat a little bit, and the spider goes off the side of the boat into the water upside down. And it's just like just struggling and drowning in the freaking water.
Yes!
Go.
High fives all around.
I'm tied up in the bottom
got
of the boat in
one
the web,
arm.
like, Cromgrim, go now. Paddle.
So Cromgrim takes off. You guys leave this stupid, clumsy spider in the dirt, in the mud, I guess, and the thunder and lightning going on, rain, whatnot. You guys get back to where you came from with the boat, and Raiden, I guess, is still in webs when you get there. What are you guys gonna do?
Well, I would hope either they would help me or I'd have time to take care of myself after we're out of initiative here. Is that all right? Do you want me to roll for it to wiggle my way out, or
No, I'll pick him up and carry him on my shoulder.
no? I'm not leaving this boat in webs. I'm either getting myself out or someone else is cutting me out before we leave.
Is there
this
a way
boat.
for me to overpower him so I could do that?
Yeah, you guys do contested strength checks. So just roll. Each of you roll a strength check.
All right.
I got a 15 minus 1. I got 14.
I got 15.
Oh.
I'm just trying to push him and hold him back. No,
with
stop it.
one hand.
Get back. What is wrong with you?
Come, Cromgrim. Let's find the girl.
I'm just like hitting him in the back against his scales, so he just like doesn't even feel it.
Yeah, Brudahn shoulders right in, and you guys are following, or I guess Cromgrim's probably following Brudahn back into town. And it is, it's stupid late now. Like, you're talking like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's like nothing going on here. What are you guys gonna do?
Is that tavern we were at before still open?
There's still light in it, yeah.
I don't see the girl. Let's go back to the tavern. Maybe Melvin will have information.
You sure he'll let us in there, Bronwyn? I mean, he was pretty pissy earlier.
It's the fate of the world. I don't care if he wants us there or not.
Can you at least put me down first?
Once we get inside, in time. I'm enjoying this.
Can I do any sort of like sleight of hand or stealth or strength? I mean, like to see if I can like break out of the webs at least, because I'm still wrapped in the webs. Can I like?
Yeah. So you have your free hand. We'll say that's on like the same side that your like a knife or something would be. You have a knife.
Yeah, I do have a dagger. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say if you can beat a DC 15, you can get your knife and try to cut yourself out.
Okay. Do I add anything to it or no? It's just straight roll.
Yeah.
Come on, 12. Come on, 12.
Got an 18.
No way.
I got an 18. All
You
right.
cut yourself out?
So I cut myself out, and I'm shoving myself off of his shoulder back in the ground. Are you going to let me go willingly now that I'm free, or are we going to keep wrestling this out?
Your choice. I know you.
Right, and he's a big creature. You might want to just go with it. You're gonna get hurt.
No, I'm not going to let this person just carry me around for like I'm a baby. I'm a grown man. Dignity.
Let's just go into the tavern.
Yeah, let's head in.
I know you
Yeah,
like
it's
it
like-
anyway.
Brush off my leather cloak and cape and everything and just kind of shake it off and walk in.
So you guys walk up to the old Snapper's Jaw Tavern and push the doors open, and you see Malvin is standing behind the bar, like directly across from the door, tending like a wound on his chest, and he's got like a piece of meat on the side of his head. and he looks up, and he says, "You've got to be kidding me. What the hell?"
Don't worry. We're working together now. We're not friends. We're working together. We have a couple questions. Wonder if you could help us out. You know this area. You know this place. You know the people here. Do you know of...
Melvin, do you know any young girls? Wait, that came out wrong, Melvin. There was a young girl who was here earlier who gave us something, and we mean to give it back to her. That sounds like an STD. That's not what gremlins means.
Cromgrim, show him the stone.
Show him my stone? Oh, the red stone. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you pull it out and you show it to Melvin, and he looks at it and he's just shaking his head. He's holding a piece of meat on his head, and he sees it and says, "A girl child gave this to you?"
Yeah, just after our little brawl in here, we were outside, heard a scream. We went to go see what was going on. There's a young girl. Said her mother was taken. As we went to go save the mother, she handed us a stone to give to the mother. After taking off into the swamps to find, this woman, we found nothing. We found what we thought were the culprits. They knew nothing about it, and just kind of felt uneasy about the whole thing. I realized earlier that there weren't very many young families in this that left the tavern. Seems like it's more of a kind of an older community here, so it just seemed overall fishy. What do you know about is there any young families around here?
He kind of looks at Brudahn and Cromgrim and looks back at Raiden and kind of lowers his shoulders a little bit and slouches, and he says, This is very suspicious. He says, there aren't very many young folk around here because for some reason they disappear. It used to be a little bit more of a town, and it's slowly just become a stopping point, because every time a little girl or a little boy gets to be around the age of 11 or 12, they disappear. This has only been going on for 4 or 5 years, but every family with a little kid has disappeared because of it. People have left, fled to the big city. No one really sticks around here. So when I saw you two, he looks at the Dragonborn and the dwarf. When I saw you two tie up his friends here, and he looks at Raiden and he says, "By the way, they went looking for you." He says, it just brought back some old memories of people disappearing. We only assumed they'd been taken. Countless children. And so, I don't know. Seeing a child around here is odd. And the fact that she says that her mother is gone seems contrary to what used to go on around here. I don't know. The last time a child went missing was probably 2 to 3 years ago.
So there was never no bodies found, no kind of signs of where they went, they would just disappear out of thin air.
It was always in the night, always during a storm. That's it. I mean, we would send search parties. The only shimmer of hope, if you will, one young man came back saying that he found a shack deep in the swamp, and that he heard children playing in the shack, and then he said he saw something that scared him enough to not approach. And he came back and told us, and no one else was able to find this shack. I don't know what that means. He could have just gone swamp crazy, but he moved to the big city. I've never seen him again.
So you have no idea, no sort of direction that we could go to possibly find the shack, though?
I mean, he points out the tavern door kind of to the dock where you guys were, and he says, well, there's not really any swamp in that direction. And he turns around and points at the wall behind him, kind of where you guys just were. And he says, and all that is in that direction is swamp for miles and miles. I would assume if it's real, and if it's where the children are, I don't know. It's been so long, and so this hasn't come up in some while. Seeing a child. That's strange. What did she look like?
They've been more than 7 years old. Small build.
I'm trying to remember now back. Wasn't she wearing like a red dress? Am I remembering that right? Other players here.
I thought she was wearing a red dress, but I also thought that she had at least passed 11 winters of her life. Right, and also if Malvin says what he says is true, your friends, they could be in grave danger. If they're out looking for you, without our protection, they will come under whatever the darkness is.
Darkness?
Yeah.
You hear Malvin kind of like furrow his brow and kind of looks, shakes his head. And he says,
I turn
"Darkness."
to Melvin and I say, you got any other explanation for why these kids are going missing?
That's what I was about to say. This place has forever been shrouded in darkness.
I mean, it seems like our only choice is to find this shack. Not sure how long that'll take or how we'll be able to do it, but we need to, at the very least, find my friends and, at best, figure out what's going on with this shack that's wreaking havoc on this town here.
I have an idea. And you see Malvin reaches underneath the counter, and he's like, well, where the hell is it? And he's like shuffling through some things, and he says, oh, I'll be right back. And he walks around the corner, and you hear him like moving a bunch of pots and pans, clanking around like wherever the kitchen's at, and like cursing a little bit. And he goes, ah! And he comes back around the corner with a piece of paper and lays it on the counter and just smacks it on the counter. And you guys see that it's a map. And it's a map of a swamp. And there's like, you can see where the little tavern is. It's almost like a "you are here" thing. And then there's little like X's all throughout the swamp, just kind of smattering like little spots. And he says, my crawfish suppliers gave me this. It's a map of where they lay all their crawfish traps. I mean, it won't do you much good, other than, it gives you a little bit of direction, but they've, at least mapped out where their traps are. I don't know why they didn't take this with them last time they went to check their traps, but if you want to take this, maybe it'll guide you to at least the end of the swamp. If you guys are trying to,
Can I look at the map and see if there's like, because it obviously will show everywhere where there's traps. Is there any areas on the map where there's like not a lot of things, where I can tell it's very empty, like people don't generally go to that area?
Yeah. So you see, kind of like if you're looking down at like a real map, like the bottom of the paper, so south would be like where the tavern is, and then literally everything north is just kind of like checkerboard, like traps and whatnot, like 45, 50 traps. But they kind of make sort of like a half moon shape that kind of end at the top right corner of the map. And there's not really any traps past that.
Well, I imagine if this shack's never been seen before, it's going to be in a part of the swamp that doesn't get a lot of traffic, so... What do you guys think? Do we head there? See if we can find, at the very least, find my friends and figure out what's going on here.
One way is as good as another.
Yes, we have no other leads.
All right. Well, thank you, sir, for this map, for this help. And, yeah, we'll be back, whether you like it or not.
I hope so.
Malvin, do you have any more of those peanuts that you had out on the bar earlier? They were really good, a little salty. But any that we can take with us?
If you promise to find out what's happened to all these children through the years, you can take a sack. And
I swear Raiden's life on it.
there's like a big giant
Jeez.
potato sack like you'd see at Five Guys, like behind the counter, and he just kind of shrugs over to it.
Humps it over my shoulder to carry it out.
You know, Cromgrim, you could empty that and use that as a carrying device instead of your other method.
This makes so much sense.
And waste all our nuts?
Don't worry. Cromgrim will be very good with the nuts.
All right, let's get going. So, back to the boat. I assume we have to take the boat to get to this location, correct?
It's up to you guys. Yeah, I mean it's a swamp, so there are like a lot of like sandbar looking things, and just like there is land and like marshes and things like that. But I mean, if you're gonna hump it through the water, yeah, it could get kind of spooky.
Not through marshland, sticky.
I've played Hunt Showdown before.
Dang it, you're on to me.
Grab that boat, fellas.
Let's find the old boat and fire up the motor here.
Look at the Cromgrim.
The Cromgrim.
He pull on his beard. So you guys hop back in the boat, and I'll say, that's probably like a good, hour conversation you guys had sitting in there. Probably had a few drinks and stuff. So you guys can all heal some HP if you lost any. I don't think you came too close to losing any with that spider because you rolled that stupid one.
I think Cromgrim's only lost health, but that was because of me at the beginning when I hit him. With
Exactly.
Emotional damage. So
Yeah,
you can
the
heal up
4.
from that. The 4
Yep.
damage. Hey, that might be the thing that tips the balances at the end of the game. It could be 4 HP
Yeah.
that saves his life, so he better heal up.
It just may.
Cool.
So yeah, you guys peel out in the boat, and I'm assuming you're heading north in the swamp.